Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another breakdown. We're going to be breaking down this upcoming PFL card that's taking place this Friday. We have the finals. For 155 pounds, 135 pounds. We also have the finals for WMA 125 pounds. So three title fights on this card. I think it's going to be a really fun card. I will be live for this entire card this Friday. So make sure you guys come hang out with your boy. We're going to be placing some bets on the live stream like we do every single PFL card. And let's get into the breakdowns now. Make sure you guys, before we get into the breakdowns, make sure you guys drop a sub on the channel if you guys are new to my channel. I cover PFL, I cover Contender Series, I cover UFC obviously every week. So I do breakdowns for a lot of mimic events out there. So that's your thing. Make sure you guys subscribe. Now let's talk about this card, man. This should be a fun card. We got Ghazi Rabadanov, who's been looking unstoppable, an absolute killer. He's found that power. He's gotten a bunch of KOs in a row, and I believe he's on a 4 or 5 KO streak alone. He just destroyed Kevin Lee. I'm not even sure why they let Kevin Lee go out there. I think they just kind of sacrificed Kevin Lee at that point. Fed him to Rabadanov. Also, he knocked out Mark DeCasey, who's has been pretty durable in the past. So that was kind of crazy, knocking him out in 30 seconds from UFC guy. Knocked out Primus obviously in the championship last year. Knocked out Dufour, so like he's on like a 4-fight knockout streak alone. That's very, very impressive. Because before that, he wasn't really knocking anyone out, right? He was like taking all these guys distance, using his overall skill set, mixing in the wrestling, just kind of like outpointing them every single round. So it's nice to see that he's finishing everyone now. So I think he's going to be a huge star for the PFL going forward. Maybe the UFC will sign him in the future. I don't know. Maybe he'll stay in the PFL. I'm sure they're making a lot of money. Even girls like Dakota Dishiva re-signed with PFL. A lot of these guys are not signing with the UFC because they don't want to be making 10K to show, 10K to win, or I think it's 15K to win or 15K to show, something like that, right? They're making a lot more in PFL. So we'll see what they do with the Rabadanov. We also obviously taking Alfie Davis, so who's been looking pretty good right now. Mainly a striker, so he's gonna have to defend a bunch of takedowns in this fight. We'll see if he can defend takedowns. I have been pretty high on Alfie Davis striking. He's really dynamic. Throws a lot of kicks, question mark kicks, spinning back kicks to the body. He's going to be throwing elbows. Really unpredictable. That's the way I would put Alfie Davis, his striking style. But the problem is, this is a big problem, right? This is a huge problem for Alfie Davis. He can be taken on, right? He's going to get taken on. Even in the fight that he's winning, he's getting taken on, right? I mean, obviously, Clay Collard, he didn't get taken on in that fight because Clay Collard is mostly a boxer. Not really going to be out there shooting takedowns. He wasn't shooting any takedowns, so I did pick him in that fight. And then I did pick Premise over him. He did get taken on in that fight. I believe he got taken on in the second, third round, or like the first and third round. He was mounted in some pretty bad spots on the ground. But he showed that he can kind of work his way out of those positions. And he was a far better striker than Premise. In this matchup, he's just not going to be the better wrestler. He's not going to be the better. Maybe he's the better point striker. Like he's going to be the better striker range. But Rabadanov is going to close that distance on him. He's also going to have the wrestling threat in this fight. And I feel like that's going to keep Davis from completely opening up with the striking. He's not really going to be throwing a lot of naked kicks out there because Rabadanov can catch one of those kicks, take him down to the mat, beat him up on the ground. I also think Rabadanov has a lot more power on the feet, hits harder, has better boxing. Rabadanov, I think he does finish him, honestly. Could be ground and pound, could be, I mean, this could go the distance. I mean, Alpha Davis is pretty tough, though. But I am going to go with the Rabadanov by KO TKO. He's been looking pretty good right now, training over there with Habib and those guys at that team. Next fight on the card, we got Liz Carmouche taking on Gina Bishop. This one's a hard one, man. I've been a believer of Gina Bishop in the PFL. I picked her over Shakalova. I know a lot of money was coming in on Shakalova in that fight. But she was getting taken on, obviously, by Shakalova. Shakalova also fighting on this card on the prelims, I believe. She did find her submission over Shakalova. She's a high-level BJJ girl, solid jiu-jitsu, pretty good wrestling. She can be taken on. And Watanabe fight was just a striking fight. They didn't really get takedowns on each other. And Gina Bishop was kind of just able to outdog kind of Watanabe. And the striking was really sloppy striking by both of them. And she did show that she's willing to kind of go to war and dig deeper if she needs to in the later rounds. And she got knocked out by Dakota Joshua. I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. I still can't believe Dakota Joshua. Like, I don't know how Naba survived Dakota Joshua for 15 minutes. I mean, that was just incredible. I feel bad for Naba, honestly. She took an absolute beating. Hopefully, she's the same after that fight. Yeah, Dakota Joshua, she re-signed with the PFL, obviously, so that's good for her. She's like, I'm just gonna re-sign with the PFL because they're not gonna be paying me enough money in the UFC. Maybe, hopefully, in the future, we see Joshua in the UFC at some point. But I don't know. Tyler Santos' fight was really close. Tyler Santos, like usual, he won the first rounds with the wrestling, taking Gina Bishop down, controlling her on the mat. And then obviously she just kind of like gassed like completely in the third round. Bishop had some really good positions on Tyler Santos in that later round. And she was able to like get on top of her, mount her at one point. So this fight's going to be a lot closer than the odds make it seem like. Because I don't think Liz Carmouche should be minus 670 here. She should be like minus 180-ish. Like maybe like minus 200 at the very most. My pick's going to be... man, Carmouche is just tough to deal with, man. She's so physical. She can wrestle. She's not easy to take down or control on the ground. Her striking is definitely like cleaner than Bishop. That's the way I would put it. I am gonna pick Liz Carmouche, but honestly, like Bishop is always life for submissions. She could definitely catch Carmouche in the wrestling if she's able to have success wrestling. If Carmouche is the one shooting takedowns on her. Because Bishop is going to be rolling for arm bars, like other submissions, arm triangles. Arm triangles going to be tough to get on Carmouche, I think. But I feel like arm bar or like something off her back could happen here for Bishop. Because if Liz Carmouche is out there wrestling, but she's probably not going to wrestle with Bishop. That's not the smartest thing to do in this matchup for Carmouche. Yeah, I think it would be better for her to keep this fight standing. And she's a better, like cleaner striker, more polished in the striking, I mean. But Bishop's going to be throwing some crazy haymakers. But Carmouche is so tough and durable, man. They're both like 40 years old. I mean, Carmouche is like pushing 42 years old. Crazy. Still winning at the highest level. Obviously, she lost to Tyler Santos, I mean, but it was a close fight. I mean, they both had moments against Tyler Santos. I think this is dogger pass. We're betting on this fight. Like, Bishop at plus money is like plus 265. I mean, like, this line is kind of crazy. But my pick's going to be Carmouche as a pick. I think more often Carmouche probably wins by decision. Next fight on the card, we got Marcelo Alves taking on Justin Wetzell. Man, Marcelo looked like a killer out there in that Jake Hadley fight. Completely destroyed him, almost finished him, knocked him down. I mean, that was just an absolute beating that he put on Jake Hadley. He's been looking good right now. He's a good boxer, good Muay Thai striker, good kicks, really good body shots. He mixes up the targets really well on his opponents, and he was landing some crazy body shots on Jake Hadley, mixing it up really well. His cardio looked a lot better in the Jake Hadley fight, but Jake Hadley's not really a guy that's going to go out there, put a wrestling clinic on anyone. He's more of a BJJ guy that was mostly a boxer. And then Leandro Higo was shooting takedowns like every single round, and he just wasn't really committing to them or like timing those takedowns well. And he just kind of got lit up on the feet in the first rounds. He did make the third round really close. And I think he should have been unanimous for Alves, to be honest. But one judge did score that fight for Higo. He lost to Kamidov, got out wrestled in that fight, but kept getting back up over and over, man. So this fight's going to be tricky. I do like Justin Wetzell as underdog here. I like the price on him. He's a wrestler, non-stop pressure, and he's going to be shooting takedowns every single round. He's going to be a much more physical guy in this matchup, I believe. If he can get that wrestling going, he's got crazy cardio, man. He's gonna have the much better cardio, and if he can keep his high pace on Alves, I think he can out wrestle him for 2 rounds. So I'm gonna side with Justin Wetzell. But if Alves can stuff takedowns, he's going to be live for like a KO on the feet. Clearly, he's the better striker, the cleaner striker, a range, better boxer, and he can put up a pace on you. I I think he landed like over 100 strikes in that Jake Hadley fight. So it's going to come down to if Justin can have success wrestling, taking him down every single round. I know for a fact he's going to go with the wrestle. Like, that's one thing I can guarantee. I don't think his game plan is going to be to go out there and strike with this guy for 15 minutes. Not really going to give him that type of fight. He's not going to give him that space, I feel like. He's going to bring that pressure and keep a high pace on him, not really let Alves settle in at range, just kind of like outpoint him or like find some big shots at a range. So my pick's going to be Justin Wetzell by decision. I think he has a style to outwork this guy like Khavalov did. So my pick's going to be Justin by decision. He's underdog, so I like him as underdog. You can get him at plus 134 on Cloudbet. Make sure you guys go sign up for a Cloudbet. Use my promo code PICKMMA and you'll get a nice sign-up bonus up to $2,500. Let's talk about this fight. Next fight on the card is Burnell taking on Robert Watley. Man, Robert Watley's been looking pretty good. I bet him in Cage for UFC like about 2 years ago. It was a long time ago. I think it was this one. Was it this one? Not this one. I think it was this one. Over Armando. He's been like fighting in these regional promotions for such a long time. He's good, man. Like, he can wrestle, he can grapple, he's very physical. Striking's okay, not really that bad. But he's 35 years old now. Like, he's kind of pushing 36 yeyears old, making his PFL debut. I believe this is his first time fighting he did fight in PFL, never mind. I got it wrong. He fought in PFL back in 2018, and I guess they kicked him off the roster. And now he's fighting. He fought his way back to the PFL now. He fought Chris Wade, Will Brooks. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was almost a decade ago at this point. This fight's gonna be close, man. I do think this fight's gonna be a lot closer. But Burnell, like, he got completely out wrestled by JJ Wilson, who's a really good prospect. I did pick JJ Wilson there, and he got finished in the third round. That's not really the worst look ever, because JJ Wilson really put that pace on him, wrestling clinic on him, and he just couldn't win a single like exchange in that fight. I remember like, he took a lot of damage in that fight too. He just kept eating ground and pound every single round, and the referee eventually called the mercy stoppage. Pretty much, I think it was. Did beat Elvin Espinoza, who's I believe was undefeated or 10-1 at the time. He can keep a high pace on you. That's the thing. Like, Burnell can wrestle, he can strike with you too. He's training out of Extreme Couture, which kind of does bring up red flags now, because those guys that are Extreme Couture just haven't really been doing well. We had Delite, we had Joe Huber, we had like a bunch of guys, I mean, that I can't even like remember right now from Extreme Couture. We had that Brazilian, like, who lost to Green, I believe, a while ago, a couple months back. So those guys can't catch a W, it seems like, this year. I think he's definitely the more proven guy in the PFL. He could win, man. I'm just not really a big fan of Burnell. I'll be honest with you guys. I had never picked this guy to win. I picked JJ Wilson over him. I picked Espinoza over him. He did look really good in that Espinoza fight. We're impressive. Just kept a high pace on him. Espinoza just couldn't keep up with that pace that he put on him. Clay Collard, I mean, just kind of out-wrestled him. It was really boring. I did pick Clay Collard in that fight. Well, I should have known Clay Collard can never learn to wrestle, and that's something he's going to struggle with forever as long as he keeps fighting. The question is, can he have success taking on Robert Watley? Because he can be taken on. It's been a while, though. He's been taken, like, I think he's been taken on some of his fights, but he's been catching W's, man. He's been putting things together. He's 5'9". He's gonna have to reach advantage over Burnell. I feel like Burnell should be the rightful favorite. But I'm gonna pick Robert. I think he can pull it off. I really do. I think he's gonna have the physicality. Definitely not been fighting the same level of competition as Burnell. So there is that. But I'm gonna go with the Robert as underdog to get it done. Plus 130, I believe he's right now sitting on the books right now. Plus 130, I think that's pretty good odds. I'm gonna take Robert to win his come back to the PFL, win this fight probably by decision. Next fight on the card, we got Juliana Velasquez taking on Ekaterina Shakalova. I'm gonna go with Shakalova, man. I mean, I don't think I'll bet on her at these odds. I mean, minus 260, minus 300. Now the line's been coming down a bit. I've never really been impressed by Julian Velasquez. Is this a rematch? This is actually a rematch. This is crazy. I almost forgot this rematch. He got destroyed in the first round by Shakalova. It was earlier this year, right? How long ago was that? I was like 3 months ago. I mean, that was like 4 months ago at this point. But yeah, yeah, Shakalova was gonna do the same thing. I feel like he's gonna get that takedown, beat her up on the ground, find another submission. I don't think Velasquez has gotten any better. So he hasn't gotten any better, honestly. He hasn't. That's all you really need to know. Shakalova got subbed by Gina Bishop. He lost to Espinal. Those two girls are pretty high level. Obviously, Gina Bishop fighting in the finals, taking on Liz Carmouche. So that loss is not bad. I did pick Gina Bishop there, obviously, like I mentioned earlier. She's a good wrestler, pretty good cardio, a lot younger, 27 years old in her prime right now. I think so. You can get the. I mean, she already fought before. She got the positions. She was getting on Gina Bishop. She's gonna destroy her again. Submission, probably first round again or second on. Next fight on the card, we got Biaggioli Walsh taking on Adrian Grundy. Man, I watched some tape on this guy, Adrian Grundy. Like, Biaggioli Walsh just let everyone down. I didn't bet him. Obviously, like, if you bet him on 1,500, I mean, you need to like rethink your bet, like gambling. Like, that's probably not for you. If you're betting someone like who's only like what 2-0, was only 2-0 at the point at minus 1,500, minus 1,600. I mean, I did say that he wasn't gonna lose a fight against Ronnie Gibbs. And in the first round, he looked completely like a minus 1,500 in the first round. He was knocking him down all over the place, keeping a high pace on and walking him down, landing big bombs, landing big shots on Ronnie Gibbs. And Ronnie Gibbs just kind of weathered the storm in the first round. He just survived and came back in the second round, pushed the wrestling on Ali Walsh, and just kind of made him give up out there. I mean, Ali Walsh was in some bad spots on the ground, and he just didn't want to be in those bad spots anymore. Just tapped out really fast, and I don't think the submission was like that much locked in. Maybe it was. Only Ali Walsh would know how deep that submission was. But he tapped out so fast, man. He didn't even like try to fight that submission off. And that's the second time he's been subbed now. He's been subbed back in 2022, I believe, in the amateurs, in his first amateur fight. And I believe it was a rear naked choke, or like arm triangle. Was that a arm triangle? It was a rear naked choke back in 2022. So we know this guy, like, if you push the wrestling on him, you can survive the striking exchanges, because he's a good striker, training at Extreme Couture. Another guy training at Extreme Couture. He is good though, man. He's 26 years old, but like, I just don't like, he didn't show a lot of heart in that fight. Like, when things got tough, he just kind of folded his 10 and went home. And that was really disappointing to see from the grandson of Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace to GOAT Muhammad Ali. Adrian, I mean, they're trying to get him a win here. Obviously, they've been giving him pretty good matchups. I feel like Adrian can get it done, bro. I'm just gonna, like, I can't pick. I mean, I should pick Ali Walsh here because he lost to one guy. I mean, like, and he was looking good in the first round, like, but I just don't like the way he quit out there. I hate seeing that, man. Like, when you're having your way, you look really good out there, but when things get tough, you just kind of like, you don't want to be out there anymore. You just kind of give up. That's the way he just gave up out there, pretty much. If you go run that fight back, you can clearly see he just gave up as fast as he was in trouble. As soon as he was in trouble, I mean, I'm gonna take the underdog shot on Adrian. I don't even know what the odds are in this fight. I'm sure he's gonna be a huge underdog again, probably plus 300, plus 400. I'm gonna say Grundy by decision. That's the pick. Not high confidence though, because he could definitely get knocked out early. But I don't know, man. Ali Walsh seems like he kind of wilts. I don't like picking people that wilt when they can't have their way. Next fight on the card, we got Sabrina de Sousa taking on Soraya Rajko. This is an easy one, man. Sabrina's gonna destroy her. Probably first round submission, or I think a first round submission. Yeah. She's the IMMAF champion. Long amateur career. Really solid. Really physical. Good striker. Good cardio. So he can do everything really well, and that's going to be a problem for Soraya Rajko because he was getting wrestled by Laura Joanne, who's not even a wrestler. She's a striker. Like, you can't be getting wrestled, and like, why would you accept this fight against Sabrina de Sousa? Not really not a good matchup for Soraya Rajko. So it's been tough, man. So he went to war with the Naba. Like, had some good moments in that fight. Could have won that fight. Honestly, one judge did give her the scorecard in that one. But he's going to get destroyed. First round armbar submission. That's what I'm going to call it. Could be a KO, honestly. So he's really tough, though. But I think he's going to get subbed in this fight. Submission for second. I think it'll be first round. Honestly, I think they're going to open their totals at 1.5 rounds. Bet the under 1.5 rounds. So he's going to get destroyed in this fight for sure. Next fight on the card, we got Khavalov taking on Wilson and Ndregjoni. Let me see if I can get this name right. Wilson and Ndregjoni. Yeah, forgive me. I tried my best. I tried my best with that name. But he's been training. He's been fighting out of Fury UFC. He fought. I remember watching tape on this guy when I was watching tape for, on Angel Pacheco, who was fighting in a contender series against Danny Silva. That was a while ago, man. That was a long ass time ago. I remember back in 2022. It wasn't even that long ago. It was only like 3 years ago. Holy shit, time flies. Time flies. Feels like forever. But yeah, I was watching tape on this guy and like. He's okay, man. He's a good striker. Manages distance pretty well. Throws a lot of high kicks. Definitely dangerous on the feet. He's gotten a few KOs, a few finishes. Normally he's fighting, going the distance a lot. He's making his PFL debut. He's fighting UA Warriors, Fury UFC for a while, Cage for UFC. So he's been fighting all over the regional promotions. This match is just not really good because Renat's gonna be the better wrestler. Is he the better striker? Probably not, but his striking is good enough. He's training over there, obviously, with those guys, Habib and that team. Man, he's gonna win. Like, I was disappointed by Renat in that last match because he couldn't finish this Brazilian who came back after a bit of a layoff. Clever Fernandez. I was really expecting him to go out there and finish him, and he just wasn't like going for the finish. It was really frustrating to watch. But he did win every single round pretty much in that fight. So that was impressive. I'm going to pick Renat I think he does finish him. I'm going to go KO, man, because normally he does finish a lot of people. I'm going to go KO. I do think he can find that chin of Wilson. He's never been knocked out before, but I think this could be the one. Maybe club and sub submission. I'm going to go finish by Renat. I think it's a good parlay piece. Even a minus 700. I mean, like, it's kind of wide, but he's going to win. Next fight on the card, we had Kennedy St. Louis taking on Chris Mixan. Man, I was impressed by Chris Mixan because he took on. I was watching the LFA card. I was like, "Yo, this is a comeback fight for Joey Hart," because he lost a close fight on Contender Series against that wrestler. I believe it was in 2024 or was it 2023? Because Joey Hart, we seen him on a Contender Series. It was back in 2024. It was just last year. I believe it was in September. Yeah. So he had a close fight with Benjamin Bene, who's a good pressure wrestler. I don't know why he had him. I guess they didn't sign him. Did they not sign? I guess yeah. I don't think Dana White signed him then to the roster. That's kind of crazy because I think Dana White said, "Oh, I don't think he won that fight over Joey Hart." Dana White thought that Joey Hart won that fight. I think that's what happened there. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I can remember some way. I think that's what happened there. So he had a close fight there. I mean, I think he won that fight based on damage, but it was really close. Could have gone either way. So the two judges gave it to Benjamin Bene. Then he came back to the LFA, and then he got knocked out by Chris Mixan. That was a nasty kill, man. Just slapped him, and then obviously that wasn't really the best look. I mean, for Joey Hart, but he did bounce back after that, I guess. Chris Mixon's mostly a striker. Like, he can wrestle a bit, but that's not really his game. He's gonna go out there, strike throw big shots. His boxing is nice. I do like his boxing. He's going to be throwing body shots, which is really good. But he can be taken on. That's how he lost that Tristan Wines fight. Honestly, he could have knocked this guy out. He was close to knocking him out in the end. I believe the second on. So he got taken on in the first round. He was getting out wrestled a bit early. Then he came back in the second on, almost knocked Tristan Wines out in the second on. Had him up against the cage, landing some body shots, some hooks up top. He was really starting to break him. Then the round ended, and third round when they went out there in the third round, I mean, Freshman Wines went back to the wrestling. He's like, let me just go out there, wrestle this guy again and win the fight. And so I guess the judges, he had a chance to knock him out, really did. So he could be 7-0 if he did find that finish in the second over Freshman Wines. This matchup is like tricky, man. This matchup is tricky because Kennedy St. Louis has been looking good right now. He's a wrestler. He can strike a bit. He throws big power on the feet. But the way he's been winning fights recently is by taking people down, out wrestling them, and then finding submissions later. His cardio has been looking incredible. And I feel like this could be too much of a step up for Chris Mixan. I was thinking about picking Chris Mixan, but I just seen him get wrestled like not even a year ago. I mean, he's 26, 27, so he's technically not even in his prime right now. So I'm sure he's going to get better when it comes to stuffing takedowns, getting back up, because he has shown the ability to work his way back up to his feet when he does get taken down. So it's going to come down to whether he can stuff takedowns early enough and find that power on Kennedy St. Louis, because Kennedy St. Louis can be knocked out. He's been knocked out twice before in the second round. So I do think that Mixon's going to be live for a KO for sure. I just think Luis is going to get it done with the wrestling. He's going to wrestle him and beat him up by decision. So that's the way I'm going to go with. Kennedy St. Louis by decision. I don't even know what the odds are. I don't even think we have odds for that fight yet. Should be Kennedy St. Louis slight favorite because he's been getting the job done as an underdog in the past few fights. And he's definitely fought the more experienced guy, more proven guy in the PFL, obviously. So I'm sure he'll be a slight favorite. I'm sure some people will have money on Chris Mixon. I think this fight probably doesn't go the distance either way. I can see Kennedy St. Louis finding a submission too later, or Mixon knocking him out early. All right, guys, last fight on the card. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. Yeah, we're getting really close to 3,500 subscribers. And I would appreciate if you guys all subscribe and turn the notifications on. This fight was supposed to take place on the last PFL card. Was it last PFL card? I think it was the last PFL card. Yeah, August 1st. So these guys were supposed to fight on that. Which card was that? That was on that. Tad Jean versus Logan Stroley card. I was live for the entire card. We had some crazy fights on that card. Other than my boy Pinedo getting absolutely starched by Cable Live, that was sad to see for Pinedo. But yeah, this fight they rebooked this fight now, so it's taking place on this card. Hopefully, this fight stays on this card. And I broke this fight down before. Diggs, he's making his PFL debut. Nelson's already been here. I think both of guys are making their PFL debut. I don't know why. No, he already fought on PFL. Yeah, he did fight on PFL. Lost to Nathan Kelly, which is honestly like that win's not even aging. Like that loss is not even aging well. We did pick Frederick Dupras by submission over him, I believe. We did pick Frederick Dupras by submission. W's for Canada, getting the job done on the last PFL card. W's Frederick Dupras. Man, like Nelson's like he's training at a Longo gym, so obviously he's got good training partners over there. Mostly he's a striker, not really a wrestler. I do think Diggs is going to be the one going for a takedown. He's going to be the one going forward more. He's not the biggest guy. He's only 5'5". He's really short, stocky, but he's built really wide. Has no neck on this. This guy has no neck. So like, well, how do you submit this guy? He's got good cardio. Like he's gonna go out there, push hard, strike with you, throw big shots. Doesn't really have the cleanest striking, but that forward pressure is gonna help him land shots on Nelson here, and he's also gonna be going for takedowns on Nelson. Nelson's probably like the cleaner striker, kickboxer. I mean, last kickboxer, MMA kickboxer. But I'm gonna go Diggs by. I do think he's gonna beat him by decision. I don't think he's finishing him. It would be really impressive if he does manage to finish Nelson. Now the lines obviously came down. This time they opened the line because last time he opened up at like -500, so that line was way too wide. And I was telling everyone in my last breakdown that there's value betting on Nelson at those odds. But now that line's like -200. I don't think there's that much value in Nelson here. And Diggs should be like -200. That's the way I would line him when it comes to betting odds. So my pick's gonna be Diggs to win by decision. So let's go over the full card. picks. Once again, I'm picking Dix by decision, St. Louis by decision, Khavalov by KO, TKO, Sousa by submission, Adrian Grundy by decision. I'm picking Shakalova by submission, Robert Watley by decision. I'm picking Wetzell by decision. I'm picking Carmouche by decision. I'm picking a lot of decisions on this card. I'm picking Rabadanov by KO, TKO. I think he'll be the first one to finish Alfie Davis. Probably grounded pound. I think he's going to finish him by grounded pound in the first round. He's going to take him down, maybe hurt him on the feet, catches one of his kicks, and take him to the mat, beat him up on the ground. Rabadanov has nasty grounded pound. We've seen that in that fight. Which fight was it? Mark DeCasey fight, when he caught that kick, and DeCasey fell to his back, and then he just landed some nasty, vicious ground and pound. That's the way I can see this fight ending. So there you guys go, man. Let me know what you guys think about the breakdowns. If you guys agree, disagree with my predictions on this card. And make sure you guys come tune into the live stream this Friday. I will be live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we will be placing some live action on this card. And also, if you guys want a sports book to go bet on fights on this card, I think the best book you can go out there and bet on is Cloudbet. You can use my promo code PICMA. They will give you a nice sign-up bonus up to $2,500. You'll also get your first wager will be you'll get your money back if you lose your first wager, I think. So it's a win-win situation either way. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Hopefully, guys, you guys all have a great week. Check out my breakdown for Contender Series, which is taking place later tonight. And obviously, check out my breakdown for UFC 19. I did a breakdown for 319 also. So, covering all the organizations this week. I'll see you guys later, man. Have a good one.